Jamaica is known as a tourist destination, and most people would be familiar with areas such as Montego Bay, Kingston the capital, Ocho Rios and so on. But there are so many other places in Jamaica, and this book captures each of the 14 parishes and tells you what is there, what sort of entertainment you can have in each of the different parishes. If you get a copy of this book, really, you'll be able to see that. Use it as a reference guide, especially if you're planning to travel to the island, if you have never been there, or if you have been there. I have proverbs in this book, folklore, places to visit, medicinal herbs I mentioned earlier, and so on. So it's quite wide, and it's for a reason, because I really wanted us to see all the other aspects of Jamaica, apart from the tourism. We have here people who have contributed to Jamaica and the world in fine arts, literature, music, performing arts, beauty, business, law, science and medicine, sports, and a host of other areas. There's so many areas, so many Jamaicans from so many different areas that there are too many to mention, who I have tried to capture in this book. And I can tell you there are so many that I have not able to capture, because this country has produced so many excellent people who have contributed and continue to contribute. I'm talking about since independence, before independence, and currently. I have people in there who are 12 years old, so we have cut across the barriers of age, you know, who are impacting positively on the world. And I just wanted to share that with Jamaicans who may not know about that. I learned a lot in doing this book myself. I learned more about myself, I learned about my country, and it made me proud, absolutely, to know that I had people who had done so much for such a small nation, of such a small population. The customer of this book, would you believe it, is a 76-year-old grandmother. She bought 2 copies, one for herself to remind her of the memories and so on, and also one for her grandson. You know, and she told me that she was particularly happy with it. It brought back memories, you know, and she wanted to go back to Jamaica. She had not been back to Jamaica for a while. And I can assure you it will have the same impact on you. There are so many people who have come out of this very little island, this tiny island. It's a disproportionate number of people who have excelled in the world, have contributed positively in Jamaica and across the world. And this book captures that. David, the book is also about places. It's Jamaican Proverbs, People and Places. And people may want to think that I'm biased, and maybe I am biased. But Jamaica has to be one of the most beautiful countries in the world.
You are being biased.
Well, I can't help it. I cannot help it. I've been to many countries in the world, and I really am at a loss to see another country that is as beautiful as my country. And it makes me particularly proud to be able to put in this book colored pictures of parts of Jamaica, and not only the obvious parts like Dunn's River and so on. They are there too, yes. The country is untouched in many areas. One of the things that I particularly enjoy in Jamaica is when I'm traveling along a highway and look up on the hills. That's something that you don't see everywhere, and it's particularly magnificent if you have a chance to stop and look at the hills when you go to Jamaica. The scenery, even the simple sunset. This book called Jamaican Proverbs, People and Places, I would say every Jamaican and friends of Jamaica should have a copy. Use it as a reference guide. It is something that can help you if you go to Jamaica, to know where to go, to know what the people are doing, what's a part of our culture. At the back of it, I did not mention that we also have a small dictionary at the back of the book that tells you what the terminologies used by Jamaicans, what they actually mean. So Jamaican Proverbs, People and Places talk about 3 things, among others. The Proverbs, the way we speak, what we mean by what we say, how we grew up, what the lessons that our parents, our grandparents taught us. The people, who are the Jamaicans who are impacting on the world, and not necessarily in a big way, but in a small way, because the big things are made up of the small things. The places, where to go, what to do, use it as a reference guide. This is a book that could be useful to yourself, to older people, to younger generation, as a part of their education. I wrote this book for a couple of reasons, a few reasons. One, I wanted Jamaicans to laugh. I wanted people to laugh. I wanted it to be a light material. When we read it, everybody who has read this book so far has called me laughing, and that was one of my goals. The second thing, I wanted to keep a part of our culture alive. I want us to not forget these proverbs, like how I forgot how to use the medicinal herbs, you know. So that's the second reason why this book was written. And I just want to share this also and to show a positive perspective of Jamaica, so that we see that not only the bad things that happen in Jamaica, yes, crime is everywhere, but Jamaica is positive. A lot of good things are happening in that country, and this book has chosen to highlight a part of that, because that's what we're about.
Lovely. Thank you.
Abroad in Jamaican, but hard in Jamaican, rising to the world, pause in Jamaican.
This book is sold on Amazon.
Abroad in Jamaican, but hard in Jamaican, rising to the world, pause in Jamaican, abroad in Jamaica.